Now, in 1985, month of March, I was in a reserve training center, Great Lake, Illinois. My recruiter had given me a pamphlet on submarines, nuclear submarines. So I was recruited, say maybe in the summer of '84. I had a pamphlet with me. I don't know if I had English in fall of '84, but when I did have English, the topic was nuclear power or not. So I had that pamphlet. Maybe I had finished boot camp. So I had some background on nuclear power and some superficial knowledge at least about submarines, nuclear power submarines. The recruiter said he would send me nuke, but I wasn't a citizen. So when I was at boot camp, a sonar tech wanted me to go to change my career and go down to the submarine too, and I didn't. Many people said do your 2 years and get out. Now I had a defective enlistment, so I had the option of leaving, but they kind of placed me somewhere. So I went to hospital Korea school. So when I wrote that essay, English with Miss White, I copied everything. It was plagiarism. I copied a Navy pamphlet for the case of nuclear power. How would you power a submarine without nuclear power? Everyone will stifle to death from the diesel or whatever it was. Now I will power it using battery and hydrogen on demand and state-of-the-art environmental controls. I have more experience now. Then I didn't even know what nuclear power was. But my essay was well received. And I have no regrets of supporting nuclear power because there are uses for it. Not to destroy nations per se, but for other purposes. We learn about subduction and volcanoes and this and that, and asteroids and this and that. When you need that sort of explosive force, you don't use dynamite. Now, suppose you want, one example was, if you wanted to destroy Japan, I didn't know, but how big is Japan? If you can destroy the whole moon, you can destroy Japan, right? It's a small island. I don't know it, but I was theorizing it. Now there are many places that are smaller than Japan that are not on bedrock, more or less. What are they called? Coral reefs. Coral reefs. For that one. Now I am not a violent person for that kind of thing, but and I don't make threats like that. But those are possibilities. Now, now these days we know that whole ports and cities are underwater, and they think human history goes back not 10,000 years, but million years. So that kind of says that humans destroy themselves on Earth a few times. When I was a youngster, my mom would say, well, judge a few times already, and this time it will judge by fire. One time it judged by water, this time it will judge by fire. That's what they said, you know. It sounds like old wives' tale, but maybe there's some truth to it. So now, with that amount of destruction globally that happened because of inability to mitigate it, or unpreparedness, or ill-advised conflicts and wars, it can happen again, right? And the European war, like German had a lot of firepower and this and that. Now, I wouldn't think that the Soviets provided it to them, but that's a possibility because Germany had a treaty with Soviets that they will not come to Soviet Union. So then it is possible that the Soviets provided weapons and then hardware to Germany. Now, when Germany was losing, what would they do? When Germany and Japan and Italy were losing, what would they do? They were sabotaging to losing, right? Now they're at it again. That kind of thing doesn't stop. That's human nature.